what a great college basketball game. Just truly Ohio State, terrific and real physical and well coached. So to be able to come with a W at 45 minutes, it was a really difficult basketball game. But these guys, they all stepped up, and it was one of those games. Ball wasn't going in early, but we just stayed the course. We hung with it. Our defense always gives us a chance, and just real proud. They all made big plays, and Paul does what Paul does. Cliff gets a double-double. Everyone came off the bench. Derek made a big layup for us when we were struggling to score. Dean with some steals. Andre doing what he does. So just really great team win, great crowd. Very excited for the students that were there, and school hasn't started yet. So very thankful everyone showed up, and they saw a great college basketball game today.
Go ahead, Jerry. Steve, Ohio State kept going inside down the stretch, and you stopped them almost every time. What do you think about the way your defense held up against the way they were pressuring the rim there?
They really were. Cliff gets 6 blocks, so, but everyone kind of got some huge steals. The freshman is really terrific. He made some big shots, Sensabong, and, they got the ball into the post, but, we did a lot of good things on the defensive end of the floor. They're the most efficient team offensively in the league, one of the most efficient in the country. Suing is a really good player. Mawat and everyone that played him, held him 7 points. That was, one of our keys today. And, again, it takes everybody to make it defensively, and everyone was connected.
Bobby?
Steve, can you talk about Watt's game, not just the offensive, but guarding multiple players and just how he performed for you?
Watt's a worker, all 3 of these guys and all of our guys. But he had to do it on both ends of the floor today, and he did an unbelievable job. How about the 3, too? Huge 3 that he tees up, and, 8 rebounds, 15 points. He was mostly taxed with, Justice suing the whole game. Cam does what he does. He does what he does. Caleb, when they're all in sync that way, good things happen for us. But season high couldn't come at a better time. Good job, Mo.
Go ahead, Tom.
Steve, 22 lead changes, 17 lead changes in the second half, back and forth. You talked about poise after the Northwestern game. What gives this team that poise to be able to hang on in a game that's just so back and forth like that?
They just stayed the course, and even in the first half, I went in the locker room, I said kind of, like the looks that we got, they're not going, but, if we can't score, they can't score. And that's how we kind of just continue to grind, even getting it into overtime the way that we did. And, they're really good. That was, a really, really good basketball team. So a ton of respect for these guys, but down the stretch, we made a few more plays than them, and that was the difference.
With what happened last time against Ohio State, was there a little bit more of an added emphasis going into this one?
Maybe by these guys, quite honestly, I don't even think I brought it up. So, you got to move on in this league, and, it was a long time ago. And, but maybe they would have a different answer. But we moved on to this game, and we got Michigan State on the road next, so we'll quickly move on to that one.
Steve, along that similar vein, you got teed up for the first time in 2 years, the second time in your head coaching career, I think. What happened on that play? What were you upset about, and what did the officials tell you?
I'm fighting for my guys. Just fighting for my guys. I thought, they missed a call when, fighting for my guys.
Was it one moment, or was it an accumulation of things, or which?
Well, I don't know. You have to ask those guys. I move on quickly after the game. So.
Ready, Bobby? Bobby and then Jerry, go ahead. One more to Steve, and then 1 or 2 for the players after these other guys go. But Steve, you're rebounding. They're an elite rebounding team. You broke even with them on the boards, including in second chance points. How important was that, and what do you think of the way you guys attacked the boards as the game wore on? Seemed like you had a little edge there late.
Yeah, we had team rebounds too, and again, everybody chipped in. Cam sticks his nose in there for 7, and Caleb is my guy, always sticking his nose in there, and we needed every single one of them. Andre Hyatt, Mawat does 8, Cliff is Cliff. So we needed to be team rebounders, and whether one guy was boxing out and the other guy went and got it, but we were going after the boards. They understood, the game plan.
Caleb is the most veteran guy who's been through the wars with this group. What does it mean for you to see your team come back and win this game after the heartbreak out in Columbus?
Yeah, this is just, like you said, man, this is especially for this team. I keep saying it all year. When we do us and we play us, then we get us results. And I feel like that's exactly what we did. You know, we just strung it out and we kept fighting. We kept jabbing, and then that's how we were able to come out with the win.
Bobby?
Steve, you have some days now, I guess. Did you prepare a little differently because you've been playing seemingly a lot of games in a row?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is they earned the day off, so that's
Yes,
the thing that they need. I do want to mention, too, the 91 team was here, so we're so thankful that those guys came back. They're awesome representatives of Rutgers, and it's nice to have, they were an awesome team, and to have those guys back, it was great. But these guys earned the day off, and we'll get to work as a staff, and, you know, it doesn't get any easier in this league, and obviously when you travel on the road, you know what that's like. So we'll move on, and, you know, we'll get our rest.
Ryan and then Ellis.
Through 7 games, you guys are alone in second place in the Big Ten standings. I know you probably don't want to look big picture, but are you telling these guys at all the Big Ten regular season title is a goal?
No. You guys can talk about that. We got Michigan State, and it's the best league in the country. So we don't ever look down the road. These guys know how I am, and I'll never change. So there's a lot of season left, and there's a lot of really good basketball, and there's a lot of things that go on. You know, so we got to stay focused on what's important, all that stuff.
Free throws. You had 27, went to the line 27 times, made 20 of them. What's been the added emphasis on free throws this year? Obviously, Cliff made a bunch of big ones. Cam made a bunch of big ones. So what's that like?
You know, I mean, you know, the guys are getting up there and making free throws. It's nice when you have one of the best free throw shooters in the country, you know, on your roster. But Caleb makes them, Watt makes them. You know, Cliff did a really good job today stepping up, you know. So we got good shooters. We really did. I know we didn't make shots in the beginning of the game here today, but we got good shooters, very confident, and they work at it. So these guys are in the gym, and you know, when you can't score and you got a secondary way to score from the free throw line, it's important to just step up and make them.
Right there.
You just mentioned, you know, shots didn't fall for you guys in the first half and stuff like that. Cam Spencer had 5 in the first half, however, came out and had 16 in the second half. You know, was it an emphasis on him being more aggressive or stuff like that?
I mean, I always tell the guys, you know, be aggressive and do what you do. So, you know, I think, you know, too, in the first half, you know, some really good looks that we got just didn't go in, and, you know, he did a good job of getting to the free throw line. I think that was important too, you know, for us. But you know, I told him eventually all the, you know, shots will go in, and if you're just patient, you know, the ball will find you. And the way we run Stets, we got a lot of different, you know, looks, and, you know, when these guys are open, I want them to shoot it. I have a ton of confidence in them.
Question from Mawat. Obviously, you hit that big 3 at the end there. What's going through your mind after that shot goes in?
Just get a stop, you know. I felt like the game, I hit a big shot, but the job wasn't finished, so I was locked in getting a stop and winning the ball game.
Jerry? Steve, we've talked a lot over the years about recruiting rankings and whatnot. Is there a message when you see a player develop the way Mawat's developed? Is there a message for younger players out there who are maybe overlooked or, you know, underrated about what they can achieve if they work hard?
You know, stay the course, and you know, these guys, all 3 of them, they're such good workers. You know, you can really make yourself a lot better when you get to college, and, you know, just always understand that rankings are built, you know, based on offense, and that's 50% of the game, and these guys do here is defend. Like, so no one ranks that. You know, they only rank guys that score. So, you know, when I watch these guys play, they have heart and they have grit, and, you know, but we don't get caught up in the ranking stuff. Guys that work at it get better, and I want guys that fit our locker room and that are team players and great families. You know, all these guys have made the dean's list. I mean, so that's what I look for. So rankings are, you know, some of the last things I look at. I watch players, I evaluate them. My staff does an unbelievable job. You know, Brandon Knight, awesome. Carl, Hobbs, TJ, they do an awesome job, you know, getting guys that fit Rutgers basketball. And these guys just keep getting better too, and that's a great sign. That's their credit. Their credit.
Last one there.
You'd mentioned the 91 team. Did you have did they have a chance to talk with players or have a message? And for players, was that inspiring?
Great to have them back. It was an excited locker room, and they, you know, got a chance to say hello to all of our guys, and it was great. I got to talk with them for a little bit and stuff. So it was nice to have them back, and to honor all the past, you know, teams. It's nice when they come back and they see this kind of environment, and now we're in a different conference, and, you know, it's an exciting time for us.